photos of like classic like muscle cars where people take like the Novas, Camaros, and all them, and like during the 70s and early 80s, they all have like a really high stance on them, like big tires.
Yeah,
they're not big but wide, like fat tires.
Yeah. Oh, you like that look?
On some, I mean,
yeah,
but some of them just look goofy because they sit up too high.
Right. Well, they used to have, back in the day, they used to have these shocks called hijackers.
Yeah.
And I remember them because the logo was like I think it was like a brown rabbit or bunny, you know, but it had real big legs, and, you know, of course its front legs were short, kind of like a kangaroo. And then again, it could have been a kangaroo instead of a rabbit. I can't, you know, but it was, I do remember they was called hijackers. And everybody ran those on the back of their cars to give it the rake.
Yeah.
And then of course they put the widest tires that they could fit. You know, your Grandpa Wilson had a few cars that was like that, man, and as silly as some of it may look today, like you said, you can come across some of them, and it's like, that doesn't look bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because almost everybody was running slots, Kragers, Keystone Classics, or a rally wheel.
Yeah.
You know, and 14-inch wheels was kind of the rim size.
Yeah.
Then 15s got thrown in there somewhere, and then a lot of your guys that, you know, from that time era would run 14s in the front, 15s in the back, and as wide as possible.
Yeah.
And then some guys would take their cars and they would make I don't know if they made, like, if somebody fabbed a quarter panel lip, or if they just took some sheet metal and a bunch of Bondo, and they would like do a widened quarter panel to where they could run a 275 with, you know. But
well, I've seen people take like baseball bats and
roll, yeah, and roll their panels so they don't get wheel rub. But you know, nowadays, like, I don't know if backspacing was limited then. Like, if you just had, like, if most wheels, the common backspacing was 3 inches or whatever, you know, I don't know. But now you can almost get a wheel tailored to your vehicle. You know what I mean? And me, I've always liked where the wheels set inside the quarters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't like them setting on the outside of the sheet metal. To me, I don't prefer that look.
Yeah.
You know, but
the only car that I've seen that done with the I like a lot are the Camaros, where the tires poke out a little bit, like the back at least. But other than that, there hasn't really been anything else I've seen where it's been
right. But that can be like I said, that can be corrected with backspacing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But me, see, my Laguna, I had those 10-inch rims on the back of the Laguna. I just put them on there just to see what it looked like. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it was mean looking. It was very aggressive, you know.
Yeah.
But it broke flush with the edge of the quarter panels, and it's just like, man, that's, looking at it from, it looked like it was mini-towed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Looking at it with both wheels on the back, looking at it from the back, it looked like the car had a mini-tub, but it broke flush with the quarter panels, and I'm just like, it's, if they set in just a half an inch, it'd been perfect. But they didn't, you know, and I'm just like, I can't run these on my car like that. And that's when I just did the, kind of that pro touring style with just a 15x8 all the way around the car.
Yeah.
You know, like I think it ran like a 255/60 all the way around the car. And those wheel wells were so big on that car that, you know, you put them wide tires, kind of a balloon tire because it's not low profile. But you put that size, and it fit because the car was wide, it was long, you know, and it handled great, man, and it rode great. It was just, you know, it was nice, man. But I think all the A bodies ride well, you know. that was a popular look, man. You had your cherry bombs, your thrush mufflers, your hijackers.
Yeah. Side pipes.
Side pipes.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was. God, I'm glad you brought that up, man, because that was man, that probably had a 10 or 15 year run where everybody had side pipes. And time will repeat itself.
Yeah.
People will bring that shit back in, you know. It always comes back around.
I like the side pipes. I think they look pretty good.
I don't know if most people just ran them for looks or if they actually used them. You know what I mean?
Well, like what would be like the
use?
Yeah.
I guess just an open flow, unless the side pipe has a muffler built into it. You know, that and just having the. I don't know, man. It'd drive me. I think it'd drive me crazy.
Really?
Yeah, I think I'd rather have open headers than run side pipes. Just because the exhaust is right there by your windows, and then the sound is, you know, well, at least with open headers, you know, it's underneath your floor, you know, a little bit or whatever. Yeah, side pipes. Brown was a hot color.
Yeah.
That color back in the day, like that dark brown. That's when your Grandma Wilson, that's when she had her Cutlass, was back then. And she had that Cuda, and that Cuda had that look, like what you're talking about. That Cuda she had was, you know, she didn't have that thing very long. If I remember right, I think she said she had her Cuda before she had her Cutlass. Mopar guy, but those Cudas, man, they're nice looking cars, man. You know, which my cousin Jason, he loves Mopar. You know, he's a Mopar fanatic, and he knows a lot of. They got a lot of variations and a lot of differences, and he knows a lot of that stuff and some of the codes and like, you know, body codes and stuff like that. Because Mopar done a lot of cool stuff, like, you know, Chevy did too, so did Ford. They all did cool shit. AMC, all, you know. But yeah.
It always kind of seemed like Mopar though was the one that did like the weird stuff first though, or like with the colors and all that kind of stuff.
They was never afraid to experiment.
Yeah.
But see, your grandpa Frank, he said when he was a teenager, and, you know, and you're talking, I don't know, maybe the 60s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was probably a teenager then. He said they couldn't give Mopars away. He said people didn't want them. And I was like, really? He's like it was, you know, he was like, it was a strange time. He's like, they just didn't sell well. But now, everybody wants them, you know, and that would make it. That makes me understand why. We'll have to delete that out Well, that, you know, that makes sense of why they're so expensive now, because nobody wanted them then, you know. But yeah, you know, he said the car lots back in the day, he's like, they couldn't give them away. Yeah. But my cousin Stevie, he had a, I don't know, was it 70 or 70, I think. The Challenger body style, you know, kind of like how they replicate it nowadays. But, you know, he had, I think it was a 70 or 72, I can't remember, 71, somewhere in there. But, you know, I like that body style, man. That's you know, as far as like a Dodge body style. I really like that one a lot as far as the muscle car air.
Yeah. I think the first generation of Charger was strange. Like,
oh, is that the one that has the slanted back?
yeah.
Yeah, I like those.
Really?
Yeah, I sent that because Jason had a 69, which is like the General Lee body style,
Yeah.
68, 69. But yeah, Jason had the 69. I'm like, maybe what you're talking about, I don't know if it's a 66 or a 67.
Something to see.
Somewhere in there, but because there was one on Marketplace and it was priced right, and I sent it to Jason. I'm like, if you're looking for another project, you ought to check this one out, you know. And he's like, man, that's an ugly ass body style. He's like, well, I don't really care for that one. I'm like, man, I think it looks good with that fastback.
Yeah. I mean, if done right like that, like that looks good.
That looks killer. Yeah, I think it's a good looking car, man. But, you know,
I seen I think it was a Impala, but they gave the Impala a fastback. It looks pretty cool too.
yeah. Well, Josh's, my brother's, his was a 68. I think what I remember Josh calling it was always a slant back. But, and I don't know if that's right. It may be right, but to me it looks like a fastback.
Yeah.
That's how his 68 was. It was the same way, you know. And that was like the Laguna. Like if I had the Laguna at like a 45 and I stood back at a diagonal angle on the quarter panel and I took a picture of the car, that was my favorite angle of that car.
Yeah.
Because of how the roof line was and how the back half met the top of the quarter panels.
Yeah.
How the panels flowed into the, you know, down the side, the profile of the car, the radius on the quarters and the doors. You know, it's kind of bubbly and just sharp. You know what I mean? And it's like, it was just the louvers on the side windows. You know, just the little details and touches. The only thing that I wish I would have done when I had that car was that filler that was in between the body and the bumper. I wish I'd have pulled out, I think it was like 4 inches. I wish I'd have pulled that out and then drawed that rear bumper up against the body of the car. Because in 73 and 74, they put those, I think they're like a bumper shock or something in there, a safety deal. But I wish I would have, but that's when I was in the very beginnings of doing any kind of welding or fabrication. And, you know, now it wouldn't be such an issue, but then it was complicated. You know what I mean? Just too green. I didn't know enough. But I really wish I would have done that. I wish I would have drawn that rear bumper into the body of the car. Just, I don't know, man. Just one of those small details. Most people wouldn't have caught it. But, you know, the people that would know, would catch it, and that's all that matters, you know what I mean? So, but it just made a huge difference. Like, what year was it? Like the 74 Novas had that same distance, that gap. In the 73s, the Novas, they kept the bumpers up against the bodies, you know, and it's like when they did that in 74, it's like man, it just, to me, it just looked tacky, you know? So, well, you see somewhere you want to stop, man, just say so. Time is it, 7:30? 7:30 in full rain. Maybe just can't get away from the rain, can we? That's right here in a couple months we're crying about how hot it is. Can't breathe because the humidity feels like hell outside. Rural King's out here this way. I may stop it there on the way back. Pick up. Did you grab motor oil out of your car?
Yeah.
Okay, I need to grab just some motor oil in general. I gotta quit rubbing that eye, man. Every time I do that, sense of sensation that don't feel good. Oh, Canyon. Okay. Canyon and Colorado's. One's GMC, one's a Chevrolet. Yeah, like back in the day, this strip here, well, more north of here. 31 used to be a big cruise strip, you know. And I don't know if if you could find pictures online, like, because it was pretty unbelievable, like just how many people would be out, you know, and parked, and it was, you know. But yeah, you know, whenever I'd cruise it, would go downtown, go around the circle, you know, bring 31 up, you know, from the north to the south. And a lot of the people that I knew would go to the old Steak and Shake, you know, would park into the Steak and Shake, and see your friends, check out what they done, you know what I mean? And because everybody is always trying to put a new carburetor on, or, you know, whatever. I remember when some guys got like aluminum heads, and, you know, like, damn, it's pretty wild. My cousin Chris, he was the first person that I can recall in the family that ran aluminum heads on his car. And he done a good job on that little Pontiac he had, 66 maybe. I can't remember if it was he loved the GTO, that body style of the GTO. I think he had I don't know if it was a Le Mans maybe. Same body style, you know, just Le Mans. It is a good looking car. Cousin Steven had a beautiful Pontiac Tempest, which he loved, like the 69, 70 GTO body style. And that Tempest he had, man, that thing would rip too, man. But it was just, man, it was just a pretty car. Clean, man, good looking car. Way, if anything. Harbor Freight.
If we keep going straight, C9 is up here.
Oh, this one, is it?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been there, man. I didn't even know where it was at. Yeah, Luna was telling me about it. He told me about that car show, and that's when I called and asked you about it. Side of the road is on left or left? Pretty big place.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably 5 different buildings that belong to it.
Really? Yeah. Luna's going out here for some of his fireman training.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you do the firefighter program here, you can get certified and work and be a firefighter.
Yeah. I don't know what all classes they offer. I think he said he's taken 2 or 3 classes. I don't know. Look at that truck bounce. Hitting hydraulics, hitting them switches on them bitches.
It's right there where those school buses are. School buses. You can't see them now.
Oh, back here. That's all C9.
Yeah, and then it goes further back. They just built a whole new expansion onto it, so it's gonna have like a cafe or a lounge area or whatever. And then they're building a new welding building.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. So I ought to go there and be a teacher.
Yeah, I mean, you could. I mean,
Yeah. That's what Kelly did, man. He went down to Atterbury, become an instructor. He was killing it. Man, are we already out here by the place? Did we pass up a Walmart?
no.
Here, okay, so we can look at this, man. Oh, well, what do you do, man? You know what I mean? Guess we just adjust on the fly with it. Anything you're looking for?
What do you mean, as in like
Any kind of parts or anything? Not necessarily.
no, not that I can think of right now.
Alright. I found us a spot. Let's head over here, man. You alright with that?